Hello, everybody. I'm going live by request, but this is the earliest I could go live because I was busy in the garden transplanting some tomato plants that I just had to get transplanted. I've got a few more things that I need to transplant, but I had to come in, cool off because I'm really hot, sweaty. And I had to eat some lunch because I've not eaten breakfast or anything yet. So I'm eating a little bit of lunch right now. Gladys was the main one that requested me to go live, so I'm hoping she is available. But I'm sitting here eating my lunch, y'all. She joined me. I'm making a little bit of a Hawaiian stir fry. We'll see if Gladys got my message so she'll come in to chat. I guess she wanted me to go live earlier, but I couldn't. I had too much to do. We're supposed to get like a thunderstorm pretty soon. It's getting dark outside, like it's trying to rain. So I wanted to get those tomato plants transplanted before it rained on them because they were suffering in those little pots they were in. Those Cherokee purple, I think it was. And I didn't want them to die. I had quite a few little plants. So I did get them all transplanted, thank goodness. I guess I should have sent her a message letting her know I was going live right now. But I didn't. I figured she'd get the notification. Let's see who I might be able to send a message to. Yeah, it rained a little bit last night, and we're supposed to get more rain this afternoon or now, anytime. I sent Susie a message. Let's see who else I can send a message to. I don't know who else's information I've got. But any of you watching silent viewers, come into chat. I'd love to chat with you. Okay, I sent one to Ashley. There, I don't think I've got Connie's on this. There, I sent out a few, maybe some of them. There's Ashley. Hi there, Ashley. I love your pictures that you sent. I'm live right now because Gladys had been asking me to go live today. And I think she wanted me to go live earlier, but I couldn't because I was in the yard transplanting my Cherokee purple tomatoes. You know, I had those in a little pot and they weren't looking too good. And I was afraid I was going to lose them if I didn't go ahead and transplant them. So that's what I was out there doing because we're getting ready to have a good rain shower here. Everything's darkening up. We got rain last night. Um, and they said we were going to get a thunderstorm this, coming up pretty quick. I mean, it's darkening up outside like it's going to rain any minute. So I had to get out there and get that done before it rained. I'm eating lunch. So eat lunch with me, y'all. Yeah, I forgot to message Gladys that I was going live. She's the one that requested it. And I figured she'd get notified, but she hasn't come into chat yet. And you know what? I forgot to post the link. Let me go get the link for StreamYard. I'm not going to be able to see the, well, I can see it over here. I'm going to StreamYard to get the link so I can post it in the live chat. I forgot to do that. I did it. I forgot to get it the last time too. But everybody that's subscribed to my channel, if they hit the notification button to get notifications on all videos, then they should have got a notification that I was live. And there's Janet. Hello, Janet. It's January in England. Things are wonderful, lady of all trades. Well, thank you. It's fixing to rain here. That's why I didn't go live earlier. I was afraid that it was going to rain and I wouldn't get to transplant my tomato plants that needed transplanting. Oh no, didn't want to do that. That's what I get for not paying attention to what I'm doing. But I'll have that link posted in just a second. So if anybody wants to get up on screen with me, they're more than welcome to. And I hope Kai's available. I don't know. He may be working. I don't know. Because he wanted me to go live the other day and I didn't even get his email till the next day. So, and I had to apologize to him for that. But I just posted the link and I will pin it to the top of the board as soon as it moves up and gets away from the heart. There it goes. There, it's pinned to the top of the live chat box. So anybody that wants to come into live stream, get up on the screen with me, you're more than welcome. Just copy that link, post it in your browser, and do a search on it, and it'll put you right into live to StreamYard Studio. You probably have to get out of YouTube to do it though, but make sure you copy the link first. We got Janet, Ashley, and that's the only, and Janet. Yeah, Janet and Ashley are the only two. But I've got several people watching. So I guess there are 14 watching. So I guess they're silent viewers. But hey, silent viewers, you're welcome to come into live chat. We'd be more than happy to have you. But y'all get you some lunch, get you some coffee or get something to drink and eat lunch with me. That's what I'm doing right now. This is the only time I had to go live. Huh? Oh, you said it was Jan in England. I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Jan, from that wonderful comment. But I don't have Connie or Gladys in this iPad over here this little phone. It's my old phone and I use it just like you would an iPad, but I don't have her information in that to be able to contact her right now. But as I was saying early, Gladys is the reason I went live. She's been asking me like yesterday to go live today. And she probably wanted me to go live earlier, but I couldn't because I had to transplant my tomato plants before they died. And because it's going to rain anytime here, it's getting real dark outside. So hopefully she will see this. She may be eating lunch. I don't know. She may be getting ready to take a nap. I mean, this is an early lunch. Don't get me wrong, because it's like 10:17. But I didn't eat breakfast, so I decided I'd eat early lunch and a late breakfast at the same time. So y'all come have brunch with me. I know if Kai came into chat, he'd be up on the screen with me. No takers? I should have went out to Burger King and got lunch and went live. Maybe I'll do that. Well, tomorrow's Wednesday. I could do it tomorrow. Go to Burger King and take y'all with me. I think I've already done a video from Burger King, though. You probably won't enjoy that very much. Well, thank you, Janet. Those few days that it got up to 94 degrees with no rain, it did a lot of my plants in because it got so hot after all the rain, it literally cooked the plants. It steamed them. Hopefully that's not going to happen this time. Plus, I got squash bugs getting into my squash plants, and it's already killed 2 of them. But I think I got rid of them yesterday, I hope. It's either squash bugs or those worms. What do they call them? Squash worms or whatever gets in the stem and kills them. Oh, and somebody sent me a message about that they could not get corn. Sorry about that. That they could not get cornmeal. I think it was in England. I was looking to see. I thought maybe I wrote it down, or maybe not. But I think in England and oh, I forgot where else it was. But it's not called cornmeal. It's called polenta. It's a little bit coarser cornmeal than what we have here in the United States, but it's still cornmeal. And then also in England, they have maize, Maize. I think that's what it is. That's also another name for cornmeal. So you can get cornmeal in England. You just don't look for cornmeal. You have to look for those other two names. Yeah, I already offered them a bite, I think, of my stir fry, my brunch today, because I didn't eat breakfast and I didn't have get lunch yet. So it's in between time. So call it brunch. I'm eating brunch. And I did get my water heater working yesterday. $855 later, my water heater's working. I said, "Oh my God." I bought it 11 years ago and these guys installed it. I said, "That's more than the water you charged me to put it in 11 years ago." He said, "Well, you can't get it for that now." And he said, "I didn't realize the parts were going to be so expensive, but until I went to order them, but I went ahead and ordered them anyway." So they spent probably close to 350, $400 just in parts, if not more, depending on where they bought them, because they replaced the whole burner and they replaced the whole control box that regulates the gas and the temperature and all that. They replaced both of those, which they say that's it. There's nothing else really that you need to replace on the water heater except for the tank itself. And my tank is still in A1 shape, so there was no need to pull it out and put in a new tank. But so basically what they were telling me, I basically got a brand new water heater now. Hopefully it'll last another 11 years or longer for that price. Y'all come on and eat with me. Get up on the screen. Nobody gonna get up on the screen with me. What's that in pounds, Linda? Maybe 700. I don't know. Let me check. See if I can Google it. It's 600 672 pounds, 672.27 pounds in sterling, if that answers your question. $850 in US equals 627. So that wasn't cheap, but it could have been worse. And then of course he charged for the 2 trips out here. There was 2 men, so they're both charging a fee. And it really only took one of them to put it in, but there was 2 of them here. The owner of the company and his sidekick, so to speak. Good, I'm eating brunch because I didn't eat breakfast. And I decided this would be an early lunch and a late breakfast combined. So I'm eating brunch. Coffee and fried rice. So see, Teresa's eating toast. I don't know where Gladys is. She's the one that requested this, and she's not here. Teresa, the link is up at the top of the live chat if you want to get on screen with me. So far, I've not had any takers. Y'all need to come on and let me see what y'all look like. You might be able just to click on the link up there and it might bring you into my StreamYard studio so I can put you on screen. Or you may just have to copy that link, get out of YouTube, put that link in your browser, and then go into StreamYard Studio, and I can let you on screen with me. Janet said, not with my. Oh, come on, Janet. Look at my face. We'll cheer you up. Well, I'll tell you what. Mine didn't do too awfully good last year, but they're growing like weeds this year. With all this rain we've had, they're filling up that whole rock garden with moonflowers. And there's Tenny. Hello, Tenny. I bet you Tenny will come on screen with me. Copy that link at the above in the top of the live chat box and come into StreamYard live with me. It'll put your picture up on the screen. And there's Susan. Susan, I'm live on StreamYard, so if you want to get up on the screen, the link's at the top of the chat box. They will, Ashley. Well, Kai was the one that requested that I go live on StreamYard because I know he wanted to get up on the screen and chat with everybody, but I don't know if he's got time today or if he's even seen the notification that I went live. And Gladys requested me to go live today. And she must be viewing somebody else's channel, or she may be taking a nap. I don't know. But she's not here either. And she should have gotten a notification that I'm live. You got yours in the flower pot? That's how I started mine, Ashley, was in that big half wine barrel. And it filled the whole wine barrel full of them. And the next year, I didn't think they were going to come up, but they did. They came up and multiplied in that pot. So I started transplanting them to the rock garden, and I started throwing out more seeds in the rock garden. And pretty soon they were growing like crazy in the rock garden out there. Well, Tanny, to make sure you get notifications when I post a video or when I go live, click back on the subscribe button. If you see your subscribe button, click on it. It'll drop a menu down and it'll say all notifications at the top. And if you've already checked that, it'll light up in a bar. If you have not, go ahead and click on that. And it will notify you of every video and every live that I do. That way you don't miss any. Yeah, a lot of people will just hit subscribe and then they don't hit the all notifications. They just hit subscribe and then leave it. Oh wow, you got it checked. For some reason I don't get some notifications sometimes. Oh wow. I don't know why. I should have really notified Gladys, but I didn't even think of it. I just went live. Come in again, Susan. For some reason it didn't work correct. It didn't work correctly. Come back in again. That's okay, Susan. But if you want to get back up on, if you want to get on the screen, go back into the studio again because some reason it didn't connect the first time. Your picture's not coming through, Susan, for some reason, or Susie. We must have a bad connection because your picture's not coming through the box. And that means it's not connecting properly. I'm eating my Hawaiian fried rice that I had in the refrigerator. I just took some out and heated it up. Hmm. Try it again. We'll try it again and see what happens. Because your picture is supposed to come through the StreamYard studio, and all I get is a black box with your name on it. Huh. Well, it's something on your end that's not connected properly. I'll give you a bite. Huh. Let me go back and get the link again. I'll post a new link. Okay, I'm ready, getting ready to post the new one. Yeah, I just posted the new one because it may not have copied the first one all right or something. I don't know. He was cured. Oh, yeah. Why did the ham leave the hospital? Because he was cured. Well, I posted the link again if you want to try it, Susan. Y'all, I'm at 5,976 subscribers. I may hit 6,000 by Thursday. We may be able to celebrate 6,000 subscribers by Thursday evening. Well, the new link is up at the top of the chat box, Susan. Well done. Somebody else try to get in the studio and get on the screen with me to see if it just see if it works for you. That way Susan will know whether it's her connection or my connection or what. Who's brave enough to test it out? I don't see any guests showing up yet. Ashley, I know you sent me a message, but I really can't check my messages while I'm filming because I'm live. If I hit the wrong thing, it's going to just cut the connection to my live. Well, it's not even coming into the studio yet. To leave soon. My appointment is at 11:30 across town. Okay, well, is somebody else brave enough to try it? Let's just test it out and see if it's working. Because I did put the recopied link up there. It may just be the internet connection today. Who knows? Because, like I said, we've got thunderstorms around us. But I thought I'd go live. Hopefully, Gladys will show up. If she doesn't, then she doesn't. But I said maybe some people have gardening questions or cooking questions or something, or we can just chat. You'll try again next time. Okay. Your appointment's at 11:30. Well, it's 10:42 a.m. here. I thought you were an hour ahead of me. Maybe you're not. Huh. I don't know what's causing that. Maybe you don't have it turned on. Well, one of you brave souls, please try to get in the studio so we can test this to see if it's Susan's camera and mic or if it's StreamYard. Hmm. Let me go back again. I'll check the link again. If you do it too fast, your mic and camera may be off because it's off when you first enter. And then after a couple of seconds, it'll show that it's the mic and the camera is on. And you can go in settings and check it to see if your mic is turned off. Well, I might can invite myself, y'all. I don't think it's going to put me up there because my picture's already up there. Yeah, because it put me in the studio and it said my mic is working and everything, but it won't put me on screen because I'm already on screen. Yeah, it won't put me on the screen. I mean, I'm in the studio and everything, but it's not going to put a double picture of me on the screen. I've already see that. Oh, you just saw the first hummingbird on your feeder. Well, once you start feeding them, they'll keep coming and they'll multiply. And they say if you see one hummingbird, that means there's at least 7 of them around there. Because when one hummingbird comes to your feeder, if 30 minutes later you see another one, it's not the same one, it's a different one. Because I had 3 hummingbirds at my feeders at one time before. And I said, well, that means I've got at least 21 hummingbirds around. Janet says it's nearly 5 p.m. there. Just got my fish on for tea. 10:44 here. Yeah, it's 10:47 showing on my computer, but it's probably a few minutes off. Oh, okay, Susan. I thought you were at least an hour ahead. I wasn't sure. Ashley says I tried. Well, did you go into studio? Did it put you into studio? Because I didn't show a guest in studio. Ashley, if you tried to come into studio, try again. Oh, there you are. I see a guest in. Let me see if I can get you in. This is Teresa. Well, I invited you in. I don't know why it's not. There's Teresa.
It says
Susan,
council.
it was my end. I'm sorry. I didn't push the right button on my end. But how are you, Teresa?
I'm good, but this says cancel or undo. What do I hit?
Well, I don't think you can see yourself.
I hope not.
You're already on the screen. I see you. Everybody
Oh,
else sees you. You just can't see it.
oh, I should have gone and had my hair done.
Yeah, you're live. You're right up here beside me on the screen. You'll see it in the replay when you watch it.
Okay. It's pretty exciting.
Everybody say hello to Teresa here.
Hi, everyone.
Here, I got somebody else coming in.
Oh, good.
Everybody say hello to Teresa here. There is, who is this? Ashley. There's Ashley Chapman, and I got somebody else. Susie.
Hello.
How are you doing? Well, I don't see Susan anymore. She tried to come back in, but it was not letting me let her in. So I got two brave hearts. I hear birds. Which one has birds?
Not me.
One of you's got birds chirping in the background. I hear them.
Oh, maybe it is me. I'm outside.
I
in
do.
Arizona.
Both of you do. Okay. Yeah, I almost thought you might have parakeets or something in the house. But yeah, if you're outside, the mic will pick up the sound of the birds even when you don't realize it. But everybody likes to hear them, so that's not a problem. Okay, I got somebody else trying to come in. Let's see who it is. Susie again. Some reason Susie's is not showing up because her picture does not show up. That means she's not connecting to StreamYard correctly or something to the studio. I don't know what the problem is because I know Susan has got up on the screen with me before. I got someone else, Patty.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning. I've been trying since you came on this morning to try to connect.
There you are. Patty.
Hey, hey.
You're on the
Morning.
screen. How's Patty doing today?
Great. How are y'all doing?
Pretty good. I was telling everybody I had to get out there early and transplant my little Cherokee purple tomato plants before they passed away.
Yeah, it's so hot. It's hot here too in North Carolina.
Yeah, and they were crammed in that little pot. And I said, I've got to get them transplanted or I'm going to lose my little plant. So I did that this morning. I got tired and got it all done. So I came in the house and decided to go live because Gladys had been after me to go live today. And she's not here.
Yeah, yeah. I've been trying for like an hour to get on. I don't know what's wrong with my internet or whatever. I couldn't get on, but glad I did.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's a little difficult depending on what's going on with your internet or Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we have trouble with Spectrum over here. It's awful.
That's what I have, is Spectrum.
Yeah, it goes down. It's like I have to call them every other day to get it fixed.
Ours is not that bad, but they keep calling me about every week telling me that we are upgrading the system this week.
Oh.
Keep your cell phone charged to make 911 calls because your phone will not work.
Yeah, they're something else, aren't they? For what they charge, they should do better.
Yeah, and when they do all that is when I usually have problems.
Yeah, me too.
It causes problems with my Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try
Susan,
I'm gonna try those sweet potato slip things. My mom used to do that in a jar, and we lived in New York City, and she used to put a sweet potato like you did in water and get them to root. I'm gonna try doing that because I cannot grow sweet potatoes to save my life in my containers here. So.
Well, I've been taking mine and planting the whole potato when there was a little shoot coming up on it, and my whole potato would end up rotting.
Yeah,
and the
that
plant
would
would
happen
die.
to me. Yeah, that
So I
happened
said,
to
I'm
me.
doing something wrong because I know other people do it that way.
Right.
But they claim if it will work if you plant the potato, but a lot of them will slice it in half the long way between the slips, and then
Oh,
plant half of it in each spot.
yeah.
And
Okay.
it will produce potatoes, but they say if you do them that way, they produce a little bit fewer potatoes
I see.
than they do if you root the slip like I'm doing this time.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm gonna try rooting it like you do. I'm gonna do that way, I think. Yeah.
and I mean, you can only grow so many potatoes in a tote, right?
Right.
Or a
That's right.
5-gallon bucket's only going to hold
Yeah.
so many. So,
I tell you what, actually I've got one of my daddy's wheelbarrows, and I've got 3 wheelbarrows. One was his, and I'm growing some red potatoes in a wheelbarrow, and they're doing really, really well. So,
yeah. Well, it's funny you should say that because my sister-in-law who passed away last year, but when they still lived in North Carolina, she
mhm.
had an old wheelbarrow and she filled it full of potting soil and all
Uh,
kind of good stuff to grow stuff in. And she
yeah,
put all kind of flowers, vine flowers and flowers that
yeah,
would grow up tall and planted in it
mhm,
and put it right beside her little shed. Well, you
mhm.
called it a shed, but it was really her little sewing room because it looked
Aw,
like a little house. It was real cute. And she put
aw,
it
yeah.
right outside the front door to the side of the window. And it was
Mhm.
so pretty.
Aw,
It was
that's
really
nice.
cute.
Yeah, I like that idea, repurposing old stuff and doing that. I like that.
Yeah. But they had good dirt there. I don't have really good dirt here.
I don't
And,
either. I have to
and
use.
like I said, I've got to grow everything in pots and everything. And so it's a
Yeah.
challenge with me to grow anything. But I'm doing it, maybe not as much as some other people, or, some of my things may not produce as much the
Mhm.
way I have to, plant them, but they're producing.
Yeah. Oh, your garden's beautiful. I love you've inspired me to do many more different kinds of things. I love watching your channel and your garden. It's wonderful.
Well, last year I had a volunteer watermelon came up and I started getting aphids all over it. Couldn't get rid of them, and it started getting the aphids on other plants. So I
Mhm.
ended up pulling the watermelon vine out, and it looked great. The vine did, and I didn't realize it had watermelons on it till I pulled it out, and I found 2 little watermelons on the vine about the size of
Mhm.
an egg. And I said,
Yeah.
"Oh no, I could have had a watermelon." But that's one reason I planted some this year, and I said, I'm gonna see what happens. And I've
Yeah.
already got little bitty watermelons on one of the vines, and I've got
I
a
saw that. Those are amazing. That's really
yeah.
good.
I'm just hoping they produce. I mean, they mature to where they make a decent watermelon.
Yeah. How often do
But
you fertilize your plants, Linda?
well, what I usually do is I buy the fish emulsion, the liquid,
Mhm.
and
Uh-huh.
it's concentrate. So you only have to put like a capful in a
Mhm.
gallon or 2 of water, and that's usually
Okay.
what I put on them. And I've
Uh-huh.
got some now, but I got to mix it in with the compost tea. And that
Okay.
that way, the next time I water with compost tea, I'm actually putting that fish fertilizer to the plants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I use bone meal sometimes, or either worm castings is good.
Mhm.
And
I
that's
got
another
some,
thing.
yeah, I've been doing bone meal. I got some of that. I was doing
Yeah.
that.
And that's another thing. The worm castings you can add to your compost tea
Mhm.
and just let it liquefy and
Oh,
blend it in, and then just
mhm.
water them with that.
Mhm.
So actually, when you're watering your plants, you're fertilizing them.
Okay, I see. That's a good idea.
We lost a couple of people on screen here. They abandoned us.
Mhm. Uh, yep. Nobody can look worse than I do this morning, so I'm like, it's
Well,
okay. I don't care.
nobody looks worse than I do. I've been out in the yard working in the garden. I'm sweating. My hair is still half wet from perspiration, and
Yeah, I've
so
been hanging my
nobody's gonna look
laundry.
any worse than me.
Oh gosh, I've been hanging my laundry and working in my little garden and doing some other things, but yeah, it's already starting to get so hot here. It's really
Right.
hot.
That's the reason I try to do stuff early in the morning,
Yeah,
because by noon it gets so hot you can hardly bear it out there. And then
yeah.
I'll come in and wait for a few hours until it starts cooling off later on in the
Hmm.
day, and I'll
Yeah,
go back out there and do a little more.
Yeah, you don't need to get too hot, and you gotta stay hydrated. You gotta
Yeah, I
keep
mean, you
drinking.
get hot enough just early in the morning and late in the afternoon. You
Oh
get out
yeah.
there the hottest time of the day, you're going to pass out.
Yep, that's true. Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't
I
want
did
that.
that one time. I didn't actually pass out, but I started feeling funny, like, I was
Mhm.
kind of getting dizzy a little bit. And I said, yeah, it's too
Yeah,
hot out here. You don't need to
yeah,
be out here. So I went inside.
yeah. You gotta watch that heat because that'll get to you.
Yeah, we've already been up like 94 degrees several days after all that heavy rains we've got.
Mm.
And
We're
I tell
getting
you,
that. We're gonna
all
have
the
90
what?
towards the end of the week, I believe they said.
Yeah, that hot weather hitting right after we got all that rain from the storms, it
Mm-hmm.
was just cooking the plants, the steam.
Yeah.
And I said now they were getting accustomed to that. And it rained again last night. And it's supposed to rain this afternoon or now.
Mm-hmm.
And then after it rains, it's going to heat up again.
Oh gosh. Do you get
So
your
we'll
hot
see.
water heater fixed? I think I missed that part.
Yeah, I finally got it. They came yesterday. The parts came in.
Oh, good.
$855 later, it's fixed.
Oh my goodness. Oh wow. That's
I said, oh
awful.
my goodness, I could replace it for that. He said, not today, you can't.
Oh geez.
Because I bought that one from those same repair guys 11 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, I didn't pay quite the whole repair bill that I paid this time to have the new one installed.
Oh geez.
I
Yeah.
bought the new water heater and had it installed for less than $800.
Yeah.
And I went checking and I brought the parts up that they had bought. And I said, well, I guess they're right. It does cost because I brought those parts up and they paid probably 350 to $400 or $500 just in those two parts
Oh my goodness.
because they
Wow.
replaced the whole burner unit and the
Yeah.
whole gas control valve or
Oh
the box
wow.
that
Did it
controls
get
your temperature and everything like that.
Yeah, that thermostat, that's so expensive, all those things. Did it get hit by lightning by any chance? Because maybe you could put that on your insurance if it was something
No,
like
it
that.
didn't. It
Okay.
just, I thought it was the storms. I thought maybe it got so damp and humid that it put the light out, but
Yeah.
it didn't. It was the fact that the burner or the gas valve, the things wasn't working correctly.
Oh, okay.
Because the last time I got the burner to light, it lit, and I was going to say, "Oh, great, the thing's going." And as soon as I
Mm-hmm.
said that in my mind, it went out again. And
Oh,
then I never could get it to go back, light it back to where the burner would ignite.
yeah. Yeah.
And he first thought it was the line stopped up, or he said sometimes you can get just a little bit of dust or something in the tip of that little jet, whatever that thing
Mm-hmm.
is. And he
Yeah.
said, because it's so small, it doesn't take much. But
Yeah.
he checked all that, he blew it out, he vacuumed everything, and that was not it. It was the
Yeah.
control valve and the burner.
Oh,
So
geez.
he replaced those. And basically, that is your water heater.
Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah.
He said, well, you don't have to replace any more parts, that's for sure, because we've
Mm.
already put them in. That's it.
Yeah.
And the
Hopefully
water
not.
tank is fine. So,
Well, hopefully it'll be okay from now on.
oh, yeah, hopefully 11 more years or longer.
Right. Oh, goodness.
I said,
Well,
at this point, the water heater may outlive me.
oh gosh. Oh, wow.
I mean, I hate to think about that, but it's true. I mean,
Yeah, you never know.
yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to jump off here and I gotta get to work. So I thought I would just try to pop in and say hi. This was a nice surprise to be
Well, I'm
on live.
glad you did. Like I said, I
So,
got went live because Gladys kept requesting me to go live today. But
oh,
me, I
okay.
forgot to let her know that I was going live. I
Okay.
didn't send her a message, so she doesn't know I'm live.
Oh, okay. Well, she can watch the replay maybe if you have that. I guess
Yeah,
you can do that.
hopefully.
Well, you stay cool. Don't get too hot. And it was good talking to y'all, and you have a blessed day. I hope everybody stays well and all. And thank you for
Well,
doing this.
you too. I hope you have a good day. I hear the thunder out there, so the rain's coming pretty soon.
We need some. You can send some here. We really need some. Well, y'all have a blessed day. Good to talk to
Uh,
you, Linda. Take care.
okay, good talking to you. You have a blessed day as well. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye now. Bye.
Susan says hers are doing great. Your plants are doing great. Susan, is that what you're saying? Because I haven't been paying attention to chat. It says device is not connected. It's going to be 90s all week long where Susan is. And Janet says England weather's awful. Did y'all hear that thunder? It was a thunder boomer rolling thunder if y'all heard it. As long as the wind don't get blowing hard and destroy my plants. I guess nobody heard the thunder, huh? Well, we got 18 watching. I wish there was a way I could let Gladys know I'm live, but I'm afraid to mess with my camera because I'll disconnect the live if I do. I know. Let me try something else. Maybe I can go through my messenger through Facebook. Huh. I'm not bringing her up on my. It's not coming up through that, so I don't guess I'll message her through there. Oh well. I guess she'll find out about it sooner or later, whether we're live when she does or not. Yeah, I should have done some of my cooking stuff today, but I didn't. Oh, the phone died, and now I just got back on my old slow phone. Yeah, I have tornadoes and storms all around me. Usually I don't worry about it. I told some people, I said, well, God knows where I live because they've been all around me. They've done damage all around me. But really, they've not done any damage here, but just a little bit of wind damage, that flipped my canopy over earlier this spring. But I've got all 4 posts to it in concrete now. I built me some concrete and rock pillars to each post. So it's not going anywhere. You have a heat advisory, Susan, of Thursday. You think your computer got messed up yesterday? That's what Susan's saying. Well, thank you. Bless you all too, Janet and Ashley. I said so far, with all the destruction and the flooding, the wind damage I've seen all around me, makes me even more certain that I'm staying right where I'm at. I said, I go moving, I might get in trouble. I might just move right into a tornado zone. But I said, God knows where I live here. I've been here for over 40 years. So he knows where I'm at. If it's meant to be, it's going to happen. If not, I'm okay. So I'm not going to sit there and worry about it. And I still don't know where I'm going to put those broken 4 o'clocks that have come up. I got a Shasta daisy that I need to put somewhere, and I don't know where to put it. I need to look up Shasta daisies on the internet and see where they need to be planted, to see if they need to be in the shade or the direct sun, or because even if they say they're full sun, that only means they need 6 hours of sun a day, not sun 24 hours a day, or not a full 12 to 15 hours of sunlight. And there's Torn. Good morning, Torn. How are you doing today? That's one reason I wanted that canopy up over my garden space, because I usually don't plant on that side of the yard because it gets sun all day long. But I said maybe with a shade cloth up with a canopy, I'll be able to grow under it. And so far, it's working pretty good. It's just the plants that are on the outer edge that are being bothered by the sun, though. So I got to come up with a way to get more shade cloth up, I guess. I don't know how. That's the way my morning glory's doing. My morning glory's going crazy. It's all over the easement. It's going up the trees. I mean, I can't tell you how many of the vines I mowed down yesterday in the easement just so I could walk back there and to keep them from coming over in the garden. I mean, I just take my big wheel mower and just go up and down the easement and mow them down, keep them from coming in the yard. But there's so many of them over in the yard already. And every time I'm in the garden, I'm out there pulling up the morning glory plants. And there's still tons of them there. And the morning glory is taking over the moonflowers. Hi, Gladys. Welcome. Thank God Gladys is here. I've been worried about you, Gladys. I was afraid you weren't going to see that I was live, because I told everybody that I went live because you requested it today. I just had tomato plants I had to get transplanted this morning because we got a thunderstorm coming brewing right now. And I wanted to get those plants transplanted before it rained on me. And I got it done. I still got some more stuff to transplant, but I guess that can wait till the next go round. I missed you. I missed you too, Gladys. I hear it. It's raining right now. And after all this rain, the mosquitoes, oh, I was swatting mosquitoes and transplanting tomatoes. I wore my longer pants to this morning outside. I didn't put shorts on, but they were trying to eat my ankles up. And there's Joe. Hello, Joe Bonadonna. Welcome to our live chat, our surprise chat. Yeah, I'm happy it's raining, but some of my plants are getting too much water. Because, I always try to fix my pots and totes so it'll hold water. I mean, not enough to drown my plants, but enough to keep my plants alive in this heat. And with all this rain we're getting, they're getting too much water. And there's Juanita. Hello, Juanita. Welcome to our live chat. Morning glories are beautiful. And now they're, that tree that's in the middle of the rock garden, the morning glory's going up the tree. So I can just visualize the whole tree, limbs, everything all covered in morning glory. Because they're all over my moonflower plants. I said, well, there's too many to try to pull them out, and I've already tried doing that, and I couldn't keep them out, so I'm just going to let them grow. The morning glory and the moonflowers can fight it out. No, I haven't seen Connie. I forgot to let her know we were going live, and I can't do it since I'm already live on my phone. She may be busy, though. I haven't heard from her this morning, but I chatted for quite a while with her last night. And there's Dennis and grandkids. Hi, Linda. This is Brooklyn. Hi, Brooklyn. How is Brooklyn doing today? We cooked the fish and it was delicious. Oh, I bet I can just taste those fish. Oh my goodness, I want me some fish now. Yeah, and I bet your granddad's a good fish cooker too. Okay, Gladys. You like my crackling cornbread? Even my blooper where I forgot to put my eggs in and had to put my batter right back in the bowl and mix in my eggs. I mean, that was something. But I got distracted. The handyman came, and actually, the handyman is a friend of the family. We've known him for many, many years. He palled around with my son when he was just out of high school. So he's not just the handyman, it's like I knew him for many, many years. So he's like a friend. But I did, I didn't pay him. I got in contact with the guy that owns the lot, and he told me he'd send me the money to pay someone to cut the trees down. And he had talked to Aaron on the phone about cutting them. So he went ahead and sent me the money to pay him, and Aaron come over and cut the trees down. And I fed him while he was here. He liked the crackling cornbread. And I gave him I had some of that taco soup. I had it in a bowl frozen. So I thawed it up in the microwave, and I gave him a bowl of taco soup and half of that cornbread to take home with him, or take to his brother's when he left here. Because he's been living out of town. He was only here to get his pickup. He had an uncle that passed away and left him his little pickup. So he came down, I think it was from Missouri, and he's at his brother's house now just to get the pickup. And he's supposed to go back to Missouri. But he said he's been thinking about moving back to Granbury. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, he's kind of stressed for money right now. He's trying to get the little pickup insured and licensed and all that good stuff. Make sure it's legal so he can go back to Missouri. And if he decides to move, he's still got to go back to Missouri to get his trailer and get some other personal stuff. And there's Derek. Hello. Yes, ma'am. Brooklyn, when you fry fish at home, it's better than the restaurant fish. And I bet your granddad really knows how to cook them too. Good afternoon to you too, Derek. Yeah, she may be sleeping. She may be at work. I don't know. She said she went back to work the other day, so I don't know if she's home today or if she's working. So if she's working, she may not be able to come into live. Good afternoon. It's 11:20 a.m. here, so it's not quite noon yet. So you must be an hour or two later than I am. There's Connie. I forgot to send you a message, Connie. I'm sorry. I thought about it after I went live, and then I couldn't just turn right around and end the live to send a message. So that was my fault. I have to put your information in this thing here so I can contact you when I do this. Food is always good. Yeah, it's too good, and I love to eat, and that's my problem. Now I got the hiccups. It's raining pretty good out there right now. It is okay. I have an alarm. 9:20 a.m. where Juanita is. Gladys says, now I'm happy Connie's here. Noise I can't ignore if Gladys calls. Well, thank you, Dennis and grandkids. I like when I go live too, so I can chat with everyone, but I don't always have time to do that. But I said, I need to go live because I told Gladys I'd try to. And I said, the only time I'm going to have is while I'm eating some brunch, late lunch, late breakfast and early lunch. Because if it doesn't rain, I've got to get back out there and transplant some of those flowers. But you see, it's already raining, so I'm not going to be back out there anytime soon moving plants around. So, and I need to redo the dirt that's in that 5-tier planter. And I'm going to mix in more potting soil with the dirt that's there and try to start more seeds in it. I got lettuce coming up, but my, what were they? Not the nasturtium. There was something else. There was another flower seed that I put in there and that came up, and then the sun burn them up. So I want to reseed those, but I'm going to mix more potting soil in with the soil I've got in there already before I do that. And I'll keep it under where it's partly shaded so the sun don't burn the little tiny plants up when they come up again. But I got broken 4 o'clocks in the pot, got a pot full of them. And I got some coming up in one of the rock gardens on the side of the house because I planted just the seeds in there to see what if they would come up and live. And they're up that tall already, a whole clump of them. So I'm liable to have more 4 o'clocks in that little side rock garden that I'm going to want. Because, they'll reseed one another. But, hey, let them go at it. If they'll live in my yard, I'm going to let them because, hey, it's so hard to get anything to live out here. Unless you can spend a fortune on having dirt hauled in and your rock garden built up and all that stuff. So, I mean, I do everything the cheapo way, as cheap as possible. Like starting everything from seeds because there's no way I could afford to buy all the plants that I've got in my garden right now. If I went to the store and bought them as plants, oh my God, I'd have a fortune in my garden. $4 and $5 a plant. Oh my goodness. But the way it is, I've started everything from seed, so it costs me just a fraction of what one plant costs, you know. And plus, I had subscribers sending me seeds, you know, that I've planted. Oh, wow, you got 2 watermelons, Brooklyn. I want some watermelon. I've been wanting to buy a watermelon and I haven't done it yet. Usually I buy the smallest ones I can find. For one, I don't have space to store it. 2, I can't eat a whole big watermelon. And I've still got a couple of packages of watermelon in the freezer that I dump in my health drinks when I make them in the blender, my slushies. Yeah, I love watermelon. And if you put them in a blender and put bananas and other fruit in it and make you a little fruit slushy, that's real good. You don't even know the watermelon's been frozen. Yeah, I found squash bugs all over some of my squash plants. Last year it was the squash borers or whatever you call them, the worms that get in the stem itself. This year it's the squash bugs. You can see the little bugs. So I got rid of them, but they'd already killed 2 of my plants. Little Buddy and Lucky's outside, Gladys. They were out there on the patio a little while ago. They're probably still there laying on the table or in the swing because it's not raining under there and the wind's not blowing, so they could stay under there and stay dry. Brooklyn says, I love frozen bananas with chocolate magic shell. Oh, that sounds good. You have grasshoppers the size of oak. Uh, I can't read that word. It's behind the heart. I've only seen one grasshopper around my yard this summer so far. And I haven't seen any crickets. I mean, I've heard crickets in the trees at night in the evening, but I haven't seen any. And that's unusual for here. Grasshoppers the size of okra one year. Yeah, that's a big grasshopper. One thing good about all this, well, several things good about all the rain we got and even the storms that we had over the past month or so. They got rid of all of those buck caterpillars. I have not seen one caterpillar out there. So they all drowned in all the rain. No, my eyes are just swollen. They're always swollen from allergies. So I've had to put drops in my eyes this morning because they've been irritated from being out in the yard yesterday. Oh, the size of Oprah Winfrey. Yeah, that's a big grasshopper, y'all. No, I'm not sleepy. I slept pretty good last night, even though I did get up early this morning. I got up around 7. Yeah, they're in the swing or on the swing or they're on the table. And little buddy loves to get up on top of the car under the carport. He stays right under there too. He's off the ground and he's up high and the rain don't hit him up there. Whew. Now I'm gonna yawn after y'all talking about being sleepy. And I'm not sleepy. Ever since my granddaddy showed me your channel, I love it. Well, I'm glad you love my channel, Brooklyn, and I'm glad you like watching it because I love having you here. Juanita says the microphone is not picking up well. You don't hear me very well on the mic? Is that what you're saying? I mean, usually I don't have any problem with my microphone. Is there anyone else having trouble hearing me? My brothers and I are here, but they're too busy watching their TV. Juanita said the microphone does not pick up well. I don't know. I haven't heard anybody else say that there's a problem with my microphone. I guess you're assuming that it's my mic and you're not hearing it very well. I don't know. Joe says I can hear perfectly. Yeah, maybe it's your tablet or your computer or your phone or whatever you're listening on that the mic is a problem. I don't know. Because to my knowledge, nobody else has said they've got a problem hearing. No, that big cake is getting ready to go to the compost pile. There's about half of it been eaten. Okay, Dennis, thank you for that. She said, Linda, I can hear you perfectly fine, Brooklyn. Yeah, Juanita said, no, it's mine. Yeah, it's got to be yours on your end somehow because everybody else seems to be able to hear me fine. See if I can unplug this cord without. I was going to go out. I don't know if I'll lose you or if it's going to, um, the little wheel will spin me doing this, but I was going to try to show you, see if we see little better. No, they found somewhere else to go. I don't see them out here. And I can't flip the camera. You can see it's raining. My yard is getting wet. Garden's not showing up very well back there, but it is raining, y'all. You see the rain coming down between the patio and the carport. But my garden is going to like it since it's cooled off. It's comfortable outside right now. It's not hot. My long pants actually feel good. It's cooled off quite a bit since it's been raining than it was earlier. Barbara Elford said, I just discovered you were live. Well, I hadn't planned on it, but Gladys requested that I go live. So I did it because Gladys requested I go live. Because I've been out in the yard transplanting tomato plants and stuff all morning. I knew it was going to rain, and I wanted to get that done before it rained because I knew I couldn't get out there now. Yeah, they found somewhere to get. They may have even went in the greenhouse. I don't know because I think the bottom door was partially opened on the greenhouse. In case they wanted to go in there, they could go in there and be dry. So they might be out there in the greenhouse. Who knows? How's Barbara doing today? I've been busy, Linda and Connie, my girls. It's raining pretty hard out there right now. Well, here is the today's quote. Do today's duty, fight today's temptation. Do not weaken and distract yourself by looking forward to things you cannot see and could not understand if you saw them. Do today what should be done. Your tomorrow may never come. Today is the pupil of yesterday. That's pretty good because you know that goes back to the saying of our days are not guaranteed. We don't know how long we'll be on this earth. Anyone can go at any given time. You just don't know. You can plan for things for tomorrow, but that doesn't mean they're going to come to be. And here's the positive thinking side. Believe in yourself. You are braver than you think, more talented than you know, and capable of more than you imagine. And that kind of goes back to the saying, if you don't at least try, you don't know. Sometimes you might think you can't do something, but you don't know it until you try. And a lot of times, if you try, you succeed and you surprise yourself. Oh, this is something I like, and this is on encouragement. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Exactly, Connie. Live for today. Don't stress over yesterday or the unknown of tomorrow because we don't know. And it says self care. Concentrate all your thoughts upon the work in hand. The sun rays do not burn until brought to a focus. Oh, I like this. It says people begin to become successful the minute they decide to be. That means I think if you're sitting there and you don't try, you don't know if you can do it or not, and you will never ever succeed because you didn't even try. But this one says people begin to become successful the minute they decide to be. That means if you decide to try it at least, more than likely you're going to succeed. So you got to at least try. So that is my words of encouragement today. No, no, I haven't heard any more on Ann. You're talking about Ann Watson? Yeah, I just know what she told us in our last live chat that she was in, that she was still in pain, but she was, hopefully she's getting better. But at least they figured out why she was still in pain. And once they figure out why, then they can do something about it. Before they didn't know. She went through her surgery, they broke her shoulder bone, and they didn't even know she had a broken bone. And that's where all her pain was still coming from. And they thought it was from the surgery section, but it wasn't from the broken bone in her shoulder. So now at least they can concentrate on taking care of the shoulder. And hopefully she's doing a lot better. That rain sounds like music to my ears, y'all. I'm not going to walk away from the camera. I'm just going to take the camera with me. Show you what my backyard looks like about now. You can see the rain behind me. And here's the thunder. And there's Wanda Rios. Hello, Wanda. Glad to have you in chat today. And you can see from the shade cloths in the garden back there, it's real calm today. The wind's not blowing or anything. It's just raining. So as long as it rains like this, I'm happy. It's not destroying stuff. It's not blowing my sunflowers over back here. I mean, I've got some beautiful sunflowers, and they're going to be even prettier when they all open up, all up and down stalk. Oh, wow, you're in Burleson. My granddaughter lives in Crowley. Yeah, Burleson's not too far from here, but I don't ever go to Burleson. I used to go to Joshua quite a bit when my son lived over there to see them and see my granddaughter, but she lives over in Crowley now. my son is in Hillsborough. Shining on them. I lost you there for a second. That's exactly right, Dennis. If you always do what you've already done, you'll always get what you've always got. You'll always get the same result. So it doesn't hurt to change and do something different once in a while. I figured you might like to look at the moon garden or the rock garden or the rain rather than just look at my face. It's nice out here though. And my watermelon way back there, you can't see them, but the green part kind of beside the shed is my watermelon back there. I put that weed fabric up to them yesterday, what I had left. I didn't get it to all of them, but most of them I did. Let me go back in the house. I think the reception was better in the house than it is out here. It probably has something to do with it raining and storming around close in places. Now, is that better? I know y'all said here at my house, if I move around when I'm live, the picture goes blurry. If I'm in one spot and stay there, then it clears up. The lives are a lot better if I'm out in town. I get a better Wi-Fi reception out there. I probably pick up someone's faster internet than what I've got. Is it better now? I hope. Connie, I'm on live stream. I mean, on StreamYard, so you can click the link at the top of the chat box and come on screen with me if you want. I had 4 people up here earlier, but they all left. The rain's coming your way. Yep, probably so. Yeah, Wanda, she's in Burleson. She's just a hop, skip, and a jump from where I'm at. It's probably about an hour's drive away, something like that, maybe. If you can go the way the crow flies, it's probably closer. Sounds and looks good now. Okay, good. See, that's why I don't do a lot of lives from the garden, because if I walk around and do stuff, it messes the picture up. I'm in Granbury. I'm in Granbury, Texas, so that's not very far from Burleson at all. I'm gonna get a cough drop. So maybe I won't cough myself the whole time I'm talking. Oh, it's raining where Gladys is too today. Oh, yes, just about 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah, something like that. Because where my granddaughter used to live in Joshua, that's right at Burleson. Get my bottle of water. Well, that'll water my little tomato transplants in real good today. Because I didn't get to water them. The ground was, the dirt in the soil and the pots were already wet or moist. So I figured, well, if it's going to rain, I don't need to water them. Just leave them and let the rain do its thing. Your daughter lives in Brunsville, Texas. Okay. Raining in Washington too. Okay. Oh, it's raining where Gladys is. It's raining where Connie is. Raining where I'm at. I don't know if she said it was raining in Burleson or not, but it may be, or it's headed that way. Or maybe that's what she meant. Getting ready to storm where Tenny's at. Barbara said it's cleared up where she's at right now. Oh, I mean, the picture probably cleared up. Y'all have to overlook me. 5,970 some odd subscribers, y'all. I'm almost to 6,000. Looks like we're going to be having a 6,000 subscriber party Thursday or maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Looking good in PA, in Pennsylvania. Y'all don't forget the thumbs up. Got 34 watching right now. That's pretty good. StreamYard doesn't show the thumbs up, so I don't have any idea how many thumbs up I got. Yeah, but everything is always green where you live, Connie. Or from what I hear, it is. I don't know. I may make a pie. I don't know. I don't need anything else sweet, that's for sure. Even though I got pies and cakes to make. I've got the stuff here, I just haven't made them yet. Yep. So you really don't have to worry about watering stuff in Washington. It rains just about every day, most of the year. So everything is always pretty and green. A friend of mine that come from Washington, he said it rained so much there, the mosquitoes drowned. You can't have mosquitoes in Washington. I thought that was interesting because I never thought about it that way. But he said they really, where he was anyway, they said they really didn't have mosquitoes. And I would have thought they had mosquitoes like crazy every day there. Cherry pie. I don't know if I've got cherry pie filling or not. I've got several pie fillings in a can that I was going to use up that I haven't used yet. So I need to get those used. Oh, I forgot all about that. I was looking up the water pie recipes. I guess I could make a water pie. I had never heard of a water pie before until y'all mentioned it in chat one day. And then I started looking up the recipes for a water pie, and I said, I can't believe there's actually a water pie. Connie said they have mosquitoes, but they're tiny things. Yours are like helicopters. I know ours is big enough that when they bite you, they hurt. You know you've been bit. But they say everything's bigger and better in Texas. Even the heat and the rain is bigger because you're either flooding or you're in a drought. Jello, no bake strawberry cheesecake. Don't have to use oven and heat up. I don't know if I've got all the ingredients for a Jello cheesecake. I'll have to check. You can't take the yellow flies. Yeah, those things hurt too. We've got the yellow flies back home in North Carolina and they hurt. That's like getting stung by a bee almost. We don't really have the yellow flies here. And there's one time a year, which is here lately, that we got regular house flies, but I haven't really seen any of the yellow flies or yellow jackets, as they call them. Oh, it comes in a kit. Yellow biting flies, deer flies. Oh, I haven't seen them. You can make a water pie, Gladys. We were talking about water pies, and I didn't even believe that they actually had a water pie recipe. But I looked it up on the internet, and there is actually water pies. You can find the recipe for them online. And I said, I need to try one of those. It's like a depression pie, one that they, I guess, made back during the Depression when they didn't have very many ingredients to make pies or cakes with. Yeah, horse flies, they bite and they hurt. Don't have too many of those here because we don't have horses or animals that close. But you go out where one of the ranches are and there's horses and cows and cattle, you'll find a lot of horse flies. Connie, we weren't sure if you were working today or not. I have drunk so much water this week because I've been out mowing and doing so much in the garden. I was sweating so bad. I can't keep enough water to drink. Fruit flies too. Yeah, Juanita, those fruit flies will hurt. I know y'all hear that thunder. Tell you a story. I don't know what to tell you a story about. I've probably got a lot of them to tell. Right offhand, I can't think of one right now. What's in a water pie? Well, I'll have to look up the recipe, but there's not much. It's crazy. And there's Kay Days. Hello, Kay. Well, can you believe it's actually got 6 ingredients? Great Depression water pie. Let me bring up the recipe. Okay, you need a pie crust. You pour 1.5 cups of water into the pie crust. In a small bowl, stirring together flour and sugar. Sprinkle evenly over water in the crust. Don't stir. Drizzle vanilla over water in pie crust. Place pats of butter on top of this. Bake at 400 for 30 minutes. Reduce heat to 375. Cover sides of crust if needed to prevent burning. Continue cooking for another 30 minutes. I got to make one of them, y'all. Just try it. And there's what it looks like when it's cooked. If I can get you to see it. It's not focusing very well. That's a water pie, y'all. The best I can show you. It looks good. Do it, Linda, on a video tomorrow. I'll have to come up with a pie crust. I've got one, but it's one of those graham cracker crumb pie crust. Yeah, it looks good, and I imagine it probably tastes good, but you wouldn't think that's what a water pie would look like. It's just flour, water, and vanilla, sugar. But it was out of the depression. I might try it. I might do a video on one. We'll see. What, you want me to go live again tomorrow, Gladys, or you just want me to do a video on it? You've made a buttermilk pie before? Yeah, I've got the ingredients to fix quite a few um, cooking videos. I just can't get around to getting them all done. Oh, it says, Linda, if you do it, I'll ask my son to watch it. Okay. I'll see. I might just video it because it's so difficult trying to do stuff on a live like that. Yeah, then your son can make you one, Gladys. Yeah, I was gonna say hi to Cindy because I saw that her name just popped in. How's Cindy doing today? You hear that thunder boomer? It rattled the whole house. Okay, I might do that. And there's Diane Amazing. Well, welcome, Diane, a new subscriber. Glad you could make it to our chat today. And so happy you're watching my videos and join my channel or subscribe to my channel. Love live, not so lonely this time of day, Juanita. Yeah, I want to go start going live more earlier in the day just to get online and chat with everybody. It's raining even harder now. It's looking to see if it would let me print the recipe out, but it's not. I'll have to get on the computer to do that, I guess. I binge watched to catch up. What did you name the second kitty? Lucky. That's what we're calling him, Diane. And Gladys is actually the one that named him because she said, you need to name him Lucky because he's lucky that you feed him. Yeah, I don't need to be feeding another cat, but he's been getting fed because he shows up every time little Buddy does. And I can't put little Buddy's food out without giving the other cat some because he'll fight him over his food. And little Buddy doesn't want to come in the house unless it's raining or something. And then when little Buddy comes in the house, the other cat tries to come in with him. And so far, I've not let him come in. Well, I've got over 1,000 videos out there. Okay, Gladys, I probably will go live more often. My son's laughing and he said water pie. Well, tell him he can watch my video when I make it, and then he can make one. And then he can laugh the whole time he's eating his water pie. I mean, it sounds crazy, a water pie. I mean, hey, I guess somebody got desperate back during the Depression years when they just didn't have money for ingredients, and somebody came up with a water pie. I don't know if it was by accident or how they did it, but I bet it is good. Yeah, hello, TJ and Ty, if you're watching and listening. I might try to do the water pie this afternoon or this evening. I don't know. Just depends. It don't look like I'm gonna be doing nothing in the yard. That's for sure. Gladys, your son can do like that gentleman did that people laughed at him, and he said, "I'll laugh all the way to the bank." He had that much money. So he can laugh at my water pie, and then when he makes it, he can laugh about it the whole time he eats it. And then he can let me know how good it is. A jam sandwich, two pieces of bread jammed together. Yeah, with nothing in it. Watermelon, up to date watermelon and water pie recipe. Well, I may just do a video on that water pie. It's too tempting not to. That might be the video that you see in the morning. Diane says, "Oh yes, I vote for you to make water pie." I still got my head of lettuce that I need to get planted. I forgot about it. And I don't have a pot to put it in. I'm gonna have to fix a pot to plant the lettuce in. Because I use the other one for something else. I don't remember what. Goodness, we've been on here 2 hours already, y'all. See, time flies when you're having a good time. Didn't seem like I've been on live that long. Water pie is going to be a big hit. Yeah, I may do that. Yeah, the rain will make my watermelon grow. I'm glad I got that weed barrier cloth out. I didn't get to all of it. I have 4 hills of watermelon, and I was only able to do 3 of them because I ran out of the fabric or the weed barrier. I don't have any more. And I said I really didn't want to buy any more because I don't have really the money. And somebody told me they tried to put money in my GoFundMe account and it was not accepting any donations. And I went in and checked it, and it seems like it had been active for so many days. And when it's inactive for so many days, they deactivate it. So I contacted GoFundMe, and they're supposed to be reactivating my GoFundMe account. So hopefully pretty soon it'll be working again. And I'll try from now on not to let it go for too long before I go to the account and change things and update things so it doesn't deactivate it again. Yes, I'm still on. Have you already been to the doctor? We've been having too much fun, Susan. I've lost track of the time. We've been on for over 2 hours now. 2 hours and 10 minutes. We're talking about water pies. I'm going to do a video on a water pie. And there's Randy. Hi, Randy. Okay, Randy. Well, I'm glad you popped in. I don't know how long we'll be on. We've been on for over 2 hours already. I didn't plan it. I just decided to go live because Gladys asked me to. Okay, Gladys, her pad's blinking, so she's still watching. No, I've never made a soda cracker pie either. I'll have to look that one up. Oh, but I got one thing I'm going to do, and that's apple dumplings. That's one recipe that I'm going to do pretty soon. Um, but I don't think I got all of the ingredients for that. I'm gonna have to look and check. Cindy says, "Hello, I'm good. Just drinking some coffee. 9:15 a.m. where she's at. So you're 3 hours earlier than we are." The apple dumpling gang. Yeah, that's what we're going to call you, Dennis and grandkids. We're going to call you the apple dumpling gang. My mom used to make a mock pie, apple pie with Ritz crackers instead of apples. Huh. I've heard of mock pies, but I don't think I've ever made one. 10:15 in Washington. Cindy is up above you. Tastes just like apples. Wow. That might be another um, pie they came up with during the Depression years. There's Lanky Danky. Says, Linda, you make good apples. I've did a video on apple pie, and it's one of the best apple pie recipes I've ever made apple pie by, and it came out of my Betty Crocker book that's 50 years old. So that is an old-fashioned apple pie, but it is the best apple pie in the world. Lanky danky synthetic apples. I don't want synthetic apples. I want real ones. But now the mock pies, they're supposed to be pretty good. I've never tried making one though. And we got April. Aloha, April. It's 7:17 a.m. Okay, have a good day, April. You're on your way to Hannah for the day. It's 7:17 a.m. War never changes. Yeah, they had to get real creative during World War II and the Depression era. I mean, in places like New York, they were rationing food. Basically, you had to have food stamps to get certain food items out of the grocery store. And if you didn't have the stamp, you didn't get it. It was like a coupon, like to get sugar, flour, coffee, a lot of stuff you couldn't get unless you had one of those food coupons. No, I didn't, Susan. Close to the U.S. I just got a phone call coming in my phone, and I know it was spam. It literally said, Probably spam. I wasn't about to answer it. I thought I had my notifications blocked, but I guess I didn't. I don't know. I love blueberry cobbler and I love peach cobbler. So that's a toss up, Lanky Danky. So you know what I'm talking about, Connie. There's some people that lived in Texas. When I mentioned that, they said, well, we weren't in a depression during the war. We had plenty of food. Well, maybe so, because maybe you're one of the lucky ones that lived out on a ranch and you raised a lot of your own food, you know? But I know in the big cities like New York, my mom said that you had to have those coupons or the stamps to get food. If you didn't have the stamps, you didn't get anything because they limited you to what you could get, and it wasn't a whole lot. Susan says, "Okay, food's here, gotta go." Oh, you ordered in, okay, or you're in a restaurant. Mr. Short Arms, hello, welcome to our club. Can you start a book club? Why would I want to start a book club? What about New Vegas? What about New Vegas? I haven't heard there was a New Vegas. What did you order in today, Susan? The Mojave Desert? She's way back. Well, if I read the phone, which is a little smaller, I can read it as soon as you do it, but usually mine's just a little bit delayed on my laptop. Yes, a lot of old paperwork from Depression and war years. My grandfather was in the Korean War and World War II, so we have a lot. And I bet a lot of that stuff is pretty valuable today too, Connie. Well, during the Depression, my grandmother did, my mom's mother. I'm not sure how old my mom would have been during that time, probably just a little girl. But my grandmother, she's lived all her life in New York City. She was there during the Depression. So, and it affected people's health. It affected their children's health because food was not readily available like it is today. They were limited on everything they could buy and whatever was available. And a lot of foods were not even available. And the reason it wasn't, they were shipping everything over to the soldiers. They had to feed all the soldiers in the war. So a lot of stuff went to them and it was limited to the people in the cities. So, it affected all the children growing up. They didn't get all the nourishment they really needed because the food was limited. Exactly, Tanny. If during the Depression, if you lived in areas and states and lived out on a farm, you didn't notice that there was really a depression going on because you had all your food produced mainly from the farm. You may have had to buy coffee, sugar, maybe sometimes flour, but basically everything else came from your farm. So the Depression really didn't affect you that bad. But my mom and her parents lived in New York So they didn't have a farm. You know, they didn't have vegetables and farm animals and chickens with eggs and all that stuff on their farm in New York, you know, to be able to go outside and go get eggs or go get produce out of the garden because they didn't have one. And there's Claire Quinn. Hi, Claire. What's Claire doing today? Well, I did live in New York for a few years when I was a little girl. Because when I was 3, we moved up to New York. We stayed there till I was about 8 or 9. And then we moved back to North Carolina, where we were from. So I consider myself a smorgasbord when it comes to that. Part Yankee, part Southern, part Texan. Now I can get around some of my family from New York and listen to them talk and start getting in conversations with them. And I catch myself with my northern accent coming back. And I'll start dropping the southern drawl and I'll start picking up my northern accent again. I've noticed that whenever I get around my family that's from New York. It doesn't take me long at all to start picking up that Yankee drawl or that Yankee accent. You have the newspaper where the soldier kissed the young lady at the end of the war. How neat. I bet that's worth a fortune, Connie. Mr. Short Arms 123 says, Linda, can you be my grandma? Sure, I'll be your grandma. I don't know how old you are, but yeah, I can be your grandma. I remember the S&H green stamps. I used to save them all the time to get free stuff because every time you bought groceries, you'd get green stamps, and you'd save up your green stamps and get free free things with them. Yeah, I hated it when they did away with green stamps. I said, well, darn, I won't get my free stuff anymore. Is that accurate to your arms in real life, Mr. Short Arms? Oh, I have no idea. Mr. Short Arms says yes. And Lanky Danky said you sound short. Oh my God, I got so many things with green stamps years ago. When I was first married the first time, just as a young thing, I remember getting lots of stuff with green stamps. Mr. Short Arms is 3 foot 6 inches. I wonder how old you are, Mr. Short Arms. Or are you just naturally short? I mean, it doesn't matter. And there's Melody. Hello, Melody. Well, thank you for watching, Melody, and liking my videos. Oh, they sent you money for your green stamps. I didn't even know you could get money for them. I just knew you could trade them in and get free stuff. I think so. The way the prices on food are, they should give you something for spending this outrageous amount of money on food. And I used to order pantyhose when pantyhose was real popular. I ordered them from this company that would send me like 3 pair every 2 months, and they gave me credit stamps for it. And you could add up your points and get free stuff, just like green stamps. Oh, I got a ton of stuff with those, but now I don't get them anymore. I don't even know if they offer them through the mail like that anymore. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff with green stamps. She's all right, Lanky Danky. You can see it better if it's all caps. Judy Kirk says she has ration stamps. Yeah. And a lot of people don't believe me when I said they had those stamps rationing because they rationed food back during the Depression and during the war. You couldn't buy buttons because all of the buttons and metal went to the service guys to make buttons for their uniforms. Oh, I want some of that coffee cake, Cindy. Yeah, you got a lot of stuff with those food stamps. Yeah, the way food prices is going, you're going to need stamps or something. Oh, it's pretty good, but mine has been sitting here for so long it needs to be put on the compost pile. I just haven't taken the time to take it out there. I know they don't give you nothing like that now to open a bank account, do they? I know we have a lot of fun chit chatting with everybody. Our topics jump from one thing to another. Yeah, our live chats are very informative and they're fun. It makes you keep your eyes glued to the chat box because if you don't catch every chat, you're lost. You don't know what's going on. Yeah, all of my scrap food either goes in compost tea buckets or it goes in the compost bin to make soil for my garden and fertilizer. And it's the best, when it's broken down to put on your plants. Best fertilizer in the world. Best garden soil you can plant in. I love liver and onions, Melanie. Oh, I love liver and onions. I don't care if it's chicken livers, beef liver. I love liver and onions. And my favorite are the fried ones. You batter them and fry them and then make your gravy and then put your onions in it and cook your onions in your gravy. Oh, that is so good. Lowe's had it for a while where you could get a free, what is it, a 5 foot or 6 foot folding step ladder? if you opened a business account. I was tempted to go open a business account just to get the free ladder because those things are pretty expensive. Yeah, I love liver. I used to fix it about once or twice a month. I'd fix maybe beef liver one time, and I'd fix chicken livers another time because I love both of them. Yeah, I used to get something when you went to the lumber yard. Now all you get is a big bill to pay. Do you know who D is? D. I don't know. Do we have a D in our chat today? I don't remember seeing one. Ate liver as a snack. They chatted once. How long ago? I didn't see their name. Or I must have been busy chatting myself because I didn't see it. Do we have D still with us? Whoever D is? Oh, wow, really? She dehydrates the liver and puts it in capsules for all the nutrition benefits and then takes it daily. I know they charge you for everything. There's Peter Bear. Hello, Peter. Welcome to chat. How's your day? Oh, wow, you found a vacuum cleaner at the dumpsters? Wag it home and has to be better than 20 years old. Does it work? We got a troll, Cindy. Well, Bloomin' don't come into my chats anymore. I haven't seen Bloomin' in a long time. Lanky Danky needs to be. Do you? I hadn't noticed that they were saying anything vulgar, but maybe their intentions are not what I thought. They're okay. I'd rather have just plain salted roasted nuts myself. Yeah, I eat honey roasted nuts sometimes, but I'd rather have just the plain salted roasted nuts myself. Melody got a vacuum with a bag. Love it. Most of them don't have bags anymore. They have the plastic uh, carton thing that clamps onto the vacuum that you just empty. Planters usually, but depends on what store I'm in, what brand I buy. Oh, me. Now listening to the rain is making me sleepy, y'all. I wasn't sleepy till it started raining. I know I'm still using a refrigerator that's 50 years old. Still runs like a charm. It thinks it's a freezer though. No matter what setting I put it on, it wants to freeze everything except the eggs in the door and the vegetables in the vegetable bin. Anything else, just well put it in the freezer. Everything's made with plastic nowadays. So it's cheaper to make. It don't last as long, so they can sell you another one. Keeps the vacuum cleaner companies in business. Claire said her vacuum is a big clunker. Well, I've got that vacuum cleaner that my son got me for Christmas, and I love it because I can vacuum my car out with it or vacuum the house out with it. Doesn't matter. Yeah, those plastic gears are not going to last as long as the metal gears did years ago. That ensures people in jobs and companies to resell you items to keep them in business. Exactly, they're throwaway. I mean, a lot of stuff you buy, and it's cheaper to throw them away and get a new item than it is to fix it. Almost like my water heater. I mean, I don't know if I got that particular water heater now, I don't know how much it would cost. It might be like the plumber said, it might be really expensive now to replace that same water heater. I don't know. I might could find a cheaper one somewhere that was less, but it may not be as good. One stop complete, on to second of third. Oh, y'all, I'm sorry. That rain is making me sleepy. It's like wanting to put me to sleep. I sleep so good when it's raining because it just relaxes me and I just go right off to sleep. Well, I've drank 2 cups of coffee this morning. I don't know if I dare drink anymore. And listening to that rain, I don't know if coffee would help. I don't remember the name of it. I put it in a video at Christmas time of me vacuuming with it. He got me a vacuum cleaner and a carpet shampooer, and both are great. Oh my God, that little shampooer is so neat. Oh, oh wow, you got the wringer washer and you got the wood-fed cast iron stove built right, 100 years old. Do you cook on that, Connie? On the wood-fed cast iron stove, or do you just have it for show? Yeah, I do my best sleeping when it's raining. I guess because I'm from North Carolina, it rains quite a bit there. Well, I could too drink coffee all day, but it my stomach doesn't like it. If I drink any more than what I do, I start having pains in my stomach because I have an ulcer and I don't think it likes the caffeine. Connie says, yes, I do. Oh, wow, that's neat. I love cooking on a wood stove in the wintertime. It helps keep your house warm, but it would be the pits in the summer. Bleeding goat. Well, hello, you're new. Okay, you're a new subscriber from Texas. Welcome to our chat, Bleeding Goat. Glad to have you. Oh, that rain's gonna put me to sleep, y'all. Melody says, I'm in Virginia. Most of my family is from Sunbury, North Carolina. I grew up in Virginia. Well, I partially grew up in North Carolina, partially in New York City, and I've been in Texas for over 40 years. Well, I live in Texas, but I'm not originally from Texas. I was actually born in North Carolina. And then, like I said, I was about 3, we moved to New York City because that's where my mother was from. And my dad was in the service, and she wanted to live up there to be close to her family because he was not home very much. He was stationed on the USS North Carolina battleship. So he was at sea most of the time. He wasn't home. So we moved back up to New York and lived there till I was about 8 or 9 years old before we moved back to North Carolina for good. And due to my mom's request, my dad got out of the military. He was in there for almost 13 years because he'd made a career out of it. But he went ahead and retired from the military and stayed home. Love you too, Claire. Talk to you later. Woo. Goodness. Yeah, I guess it's because I have an ulcer and it doesn't really bother me a whole lot unless I drink tons of coffee. But if I drink tons of coffee, I'm in fits of pain. Makes me sick. Do you listen to Kanye West? Not really. Oh, I can't stop yawning now. Y'all are gonna be yawning because you're looking at me doing it. Lanky Danky, he fell off. I don't know who fell off. Yeah, I know. And the one time that my stomach really flared up, I was stressed out. Me too, Tenny. I feel a rainy day nap coming on. Kanye fell off. I didn't know there was anyone in here by the name of Kanye. My ex-husband, who was my husband at the time, was transferred from Southport, North Carolina nuclear power plant to the one here at Comanche Peak back in 1978. So that's what brought us to Texas originally. And then we were divorced about 6 or 7 years after we moved here. Ooh. Yeah, my husband came home from work one day and said, I got to be on the job Monday in Texas. I said, I'm not moving to Texas. He said, yeah, we're moving to Texas. We got to pack up and get everything squared away because I got to be on the job Monday at Comanche Peak Nuclear Power Plant. So we packed up, shipped stuff, left stuff, gave stuff away, headed out with a pickup and camper and my car. And we drove a convoy to Texas. Took us 3 days to get here. We had, my son was about a year and a half old. My daughter was what? I don't know, 6, 7, something like that. 8, I don't remember. But I know my son was about a year and a half old. He wasn't very big. So Granbury is actually the only place he remembers ever living. I mean, we went home on vacation, but he was so little when we moved out here. He didn't really remember living at the beach because we lived on Oak Island, which was right beside Southport. I love living on Oak Island. I wish I could have stayed, but they say you don't want to move. They say you don't want to move back there now because the property is so restricted for building or doing anything, and it's so expensive to live there now. But it's getting that way everywhere, not just there. Connie tells Melanie, said, now you're part of our chat family. Yes, ma'am, you are. And there's Glenda's tree garden. Hello, Glenda's tree. No, Glenda's Texas garden. Welcome to our chat. Do you know the band, the something spots? I can't read all of it because it's behind the heart. They put that heart in the most inappropriate place. Do you know the band, the Ink Spots? No, I don't. What kind of music do they play? I know it's terrible with allergies. I've been great, except for my allergies. Other than that, I'm hunky dory. How have you been? Yeah, I've heard of that song, Lanky Danky. I don't want to set the world on fire. Oh, the Ink Spots did that. Okay. So they're one of the older bands then. And I probably listened to their music and just didn't remember their name. I've been busy all morning in the garden transplanting tomato plants. Hmm. Well, my plates are older than Sand Hill. And I've got some good china up in the top of the cabinet that's just as old as the Corel plates that I use every day. And they're probably worth some money. I've just never checked them out. They got the gold trim around the edge of the plate. Oh, you went to your mom's and then went back and bought plants at HEB? Sometimes I do. I got a lot of, and that's Tink. Hello, Tink. I make cowboy candy out of my uh, peppers, like my jalapenos and bell peppers, if I have any at the end of the season. I make chow chow out of green onions. If I have enough tomatoes, not onions, but tomatoes, green tomatoes. And if I have enough fresh ripe tomatoes, I might can them. I don't think I'm going to have that many because my plants have been planted alternately. So none of them are going to bear fruit and ripen all at the same time. So I don't think I'm going to have enough ripened fruit to even worry about canning them. But then sometimes I've had enough cucumbers, squash, and zucchini. I didn't know what to do with all of them. So I actually pickled them. I made pickles out of my zucchinis and squash, and they were pretty good. And I pickle my cucumbers, make sweet pickles. It is a lot of work, though. That's true, Tink. You can't beat homegrown food. Vacation starts. Got rid of it will outlast me. Yeah, sometimes I'll pick green tomatoes and I'll make some fried green tomatoes. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but I was retired and I said I wanted to grow a garden. And then after I got started in it and I saw it was working in plants, in pots and totes and all that, I said I needed an extra income coming in. So that's when I decided to go with YouTube and just make videos and post them. I said it might help someone else out. Yeah, eat it as you grow. That's pretty much what I do. Talking about tomato sandwiches. Here is my first hillbilly tomato. Look how big this thing is. It's as big as my hand. It's the size of a grapefruit. That's a hillbilly tomato, y'all. You can take one good slice off of that, and it's going to make a tomato sandwich. You could probably make 4 tomato sandwiches with that, just one tomato. Yeah, it's the biggest one I've got out of my garden so far. I got smaller ones, but they're like the big cherry tomatoes. They're not very big, but they're a good sized little tomato. And they're really good too. But this one was surprising. One tomato, and I got a whole handful of tomato right there. The first time I've ever grown hillbilly tomatoes. And I said, "Ooh, that's a one slice tomato." Yep, a one slice tomato sandwich. That's for sure. Biggest one I've got out in the garden so far, but that's the only hillbilly tomato I've, harvested from my garden yet. I've got a couple of more hillbilly tomato plants, but they're not producing tomatoes yet. They're not as big as that other one. The one I got that tomato off of was one of the first plants that I had in the ground or in that big pot. No, it's in one of the grow bags. I made a grow bag out of a potting soil bag, and that's where that big tomato come from. The tomato plant that's growing in that grow bag. Yeah, that one great big hillbilly tomato is going to make a big old BLT, won't it? That'll make 4 BLTs. Those slices are so big. Cut you a thick slice, and you'll have 4 BLTs with it. I can't eat 4 at one time. The grasshoppers ate my corn and green beans. Oh, I'm sorry. The squash bugs have been destroying my squash plants. I think I finally got rid of them off of one plant before it devoured it. That's why I've not been getting very many squash and zucchini this year. The squash bugs won't leave them alone. Yeah, I always save my seeds. If I can save seeds from one year to the next, I do. I can't afford to buy all those seeds. I mean, I got so many different things planted in my yard. And like I said, some of them are some that I bought, some I saved from last year. A lot of them are some that subscribers have sent to me. I've not tried growing corn yet. Yeah, it's making me hungry all over again just thinking about a BLT. I need to fry me some bacon and make me a BLT. Maybe I'll have that for dinner later on. About mid-afternoon, I might fix me a big old BLT with that big tomato. Melody says, ha ha ha, guess I'm hungry and I didn't realize it. I've got a whole bag full of seeds, flower seeds and vegetable seeds that I saved that I had from last year. Hmm. Well, the grasshoppers haven't bothered mine, but the darn squash bugs, they were devouring one plant. You couldn't even put your finger on a leaf without touching a squash bug. They look like little white stink bugs, as I call them, but they're squash bugs. And they were eating my poor plants up. I got a mosquito bite on my leg and it's itching. And I need to quit scratching it. I don't like to try those strawberry onions out of Florida. I didn't know they had strawberry onions. I've never heard of them. Are the sweet onions? What color onion are they? Are they pink, red, what? Oh, you live next to a hay field. That's why you got so many grasshoppers. Yeah, what does a strawberry onion look like? It's not a flea bite, Connie. It's a mosquito bite. I don't have fleas, but that is a mosquito bite and it itches. It bugs me. You enjoy this live? I'm in North Carolina. My grandpa was a farmer. What part of North Carolina are you located in, Tink? And there's Snow White. Hi, Snow White. I haven't seen you in ages. I'm from a little town called Atkinson. It's close to the East Coast, about 20 miles away from Wilmington, North Carolina, the port city. I've got some of that Stop Itch cream. I'll put some of that on it. Hour north of Charlotte. Okay, you're from up around where my ex-husband was from. Oh, you have family in Wilmington and Morehead City. So you're familiar with the Wilmington area then, I'm sure. You know that Oak Island and Southport is not far from Wilmington, and then Atkinson, Burgall, Wallace, places like that's not far. That's the area that I'm from. Oh, I'm sorry, Snow White. She had a death in the family. So sorry to hear that. You been to Southport? Yeah, you can get some good oysters and fish right off the boats there in Southport. Parts of Wilmington too, right on the water. I know a lot of those movies were filmed in Wilmington, like the oh, what's that one with Patrick Swayze? Something dog, Black Dog or something. I don't know. That was filmed in Wilmington, and it was funny because my brother years ago when they were filming that movie, they had 421, the main highway going into Wilmington, shut down one morning real early. They had traffic backed up forever because all these workers were trying to get to work. Well, my brother got caught up in it. And he was luckily enough that he was close enough to where they were stopping traffic at that he got out of his car and walked on up to the front to see what was going on. And he said it was Patrick Swayze. He got to see Patrick Swayze. And he said they were filming a movie. And I think it was Black Dog. And they had a scene that was on 421 that they were filming. And he was surprised because he said, you know what? I didn't realize Patrick Swayze was so short. He's shorter than I am. He said he always looks taller than that in movies, and that's because he wears lifts in his shoes to make him appear taller. And he usually wears shoes with block heels on them to make him taller. Yeah, Black Dog. I thought sure it was Black Dog. And they filmed another movie when I was home one time, and it was being filmed in Burgall. But I don't know what movie that was. And I had to watch Black Dog just to see how many places I could recognize in the movie. You know, how many scenes were in the movies that I could actually recognize the places of. And I know part of it was filmed on the waterfront where the ships come in. Juanita said, we are cattle country out Houston, Whaler, Texas. Yep. Cattle country around here in Granbury, too. I remember the first time I went in a restaurant trying to get some pork barbecue, pulled pork. The guy looked at me, and I guess he was the owner of the restaurant. He said, lady, We have beef here. This is beef country. We don't have pulled pork. Yeah, if you wanted barbecue in Texas, you're going to get pork. I'm not pork, but you're going to get beef. They don't raise hogs here. They raise cattle. I mean, you can get it now in a lot of the restaurants because over the years, people have asked for it because we had so many people move here from North Carolina and South Carolina and Georgia. A lot of people wanted their pulled pork, and now some of the restaurants you can actually get pulled pork in. And you can buy pulled pork in the stores. It's already in a package. But it's got the tomato sauce with it, like a tomato barbecue sauce with it. And back home, we don't put tomato sauce on the pulled pork. It's a vinegar and oil and garlic, all kind of spices in. You mix in it almost like you'd mix up a salad dressing, and then they sprinkle it all over the pork when it's being cooked. And you can put extra on it whenever you serve it and give it to them on a sandwich. Or sometimes they'll put hot sauce on it when you go to eat it. And that's the kind of pulled pork I got used to eating. And I couldn't eat this pulled pork with this tomatoes barbecue sauce on it. It just didn't taste right to me. Tink says Eastern North Carolina is vinegar based. Yep, it sure is. I do too, Melody. I prefer the vinegar based sauce rather than the tomato, but I've eaten some that was pretty good. It wasn't the best in the world, but it was okay. But if you have your heart set on a pulled pork sandwich, you know what it tastes like. It don't have no tomatoes on it at all. No tomato sauce. No, no, no. It's vinegar based sauce. Big difference. It tastes different. You bite into one after having your heart set on a vinegar based pulled pork sandwich, and it's not what you wanted. It's not the same thing. Yeah, Forrest Gump and Bull Durham were filmed in North Carolina. Yeah. They film a lot of movies around where I'm from. They film a lot of the movies around the plantations. And I've often wondered if it was one of the big plantations that they filmed Gone with the Wind at, because I don't remember exactly where they were supposed to have filmed that at. But that big old plantation house that was in that movie, they have a lot of them still occupied in North Carolina on the plantations that they were built on. They just don't own slaves and stuff anymore. It's a lot different, but the big plantation homes are still there. And some of them are landmarks, believe it or not. They have visitors that come visit them all the time, tourists. Burt Reynolds and Dolly Parton filmed a movie down here close to where I live. That's Glenda's Texas Garden. And where is that, Glenda? Texas Garden? I don't remember where you're from. You're probably from North Carolina. I don't remember what part. Yeah, I can't wait to get those transplants to growing, because I transplanted the Ponderosa pink tomatoes, and I transplanted the Cherokee purple tomatoes. I've never grown a purple tomato before, so I can't wait. I hope they survive. Elena, I'm in England. It's fun listening to how it is in the USA. I bet. It's always neat to watch and listen to videos of people that are from a different country. I was trying to remember the country that they have no snakes. I was watching some videos one time, and it was some foreign country. And the campers, when they go out camping and stuff, they don't worry about snakes. It don't matter what time of year it is, because they say they do not have snakes. And I think Hawaii is one of them. I'm not sure. Yeah, Gone with the Wind was filmed in California, Arkansas, and Georgia. It's a shame it wasn't filmed in North Carolina. They sure had the plantation homes that they could have filmed in. I didn't think it was filmed in North Carolina, but I couldn't remember where. I have been binge watching The King's Guard. I've never heard of that. Oh, I will, and I'll show you what they look like if I can ever get these plants to grow past little bitty seedlings. New Zealand has no snakes, okay? And I'm pretty sure that April said that Hawaii does not have snakes. And I've always wondered, how do they get away with not having snakes? You know? How come we got them all? Oh, okay, Tanny, that sounds interesting. Dazed and Confused was filmed somewhere around Austin. Yeah, a lot of these other countries, they look beautiful. Like it would be so nice to live there, you know. But you never know. And there's Susie. Hello, Susie. How are you doing this afternoon? I hadn't planned on going live, but Gladys asked me to, and she's just watching now because her pad's been blinking. I've been listening to Missing Child Case. Oh, okay. Some of those missing child cases are so sad. No snakes in Greenland or Iceland either. Well, there's probably none in Alaska. It's too cold there. Because, you know, snakes don't like cold weather. And I don't think they'd survive Alaska's ice all the time and snow. Glenda wants to go to Scotland. I am. I'm just fantastic. It's raining here today, so I can't get outside and do anything. I did my transplanting of those tomato plants this morning. I've always wanted to go to Italy because that's where my great grandparents were from. And that's where my grandfather was born. He came to the States when he was just a little toddler, but he was born in Italy, where his parents are from. They came over to the States in the 1800s and became American citizens. They went through Ellis Island, became American citizens. So I do have Italian blood running through my veins, y'all. English, Irish, Scottish, and Italian. So I tell people I'm a smorgasbord. I have a little bit of everything. He's out there somewhere with Lucky. They found him a dry spot. He'll show up when it stops raining, and he'll be dry as a bone. So I know he's found a dry spot. He could be in the garden, the greenhouse right now. I don't know, because the door was partly unzipped, so he could get in there if he wanted to. My water bottle's empty. Got to get me another bottle of water. Some of these bottles do not want to cooperate with me. You turn them a couple of times and then it's like they freeze. And I almost take the skin off my fingers trying to turn them. I've gotten hold of bottle soft drinks like that too. You could turn them a couple of times and then they'd stop. And it was like they were frozen. Blind snake. Oh wow, you're still on. I just put coffee cake in the oven. Well, I hated to give off because Randy was saying that she was going to be home in a minute and then she could join our chat. And I thought to myself, oh, Randy come in almost at the time we're going to end the live. But that's one reason I've just stayed on. I hated to just end it and her trying to get home so she can be involved in our chat. Well, I guess the sea snakes are different than like a land snake, like the kind of snakes we know of. Yeah, I wouldn't think there was any snakes in Alaska. It's too cold for them. They're warm-blooded animals. They don't like the cold. That's why a lot of people don't mind going camping in the wintertime because the snakes are not out. They're in their dens in the wintertime. It's too cold. They don't come out of the dens until it warms up. So you see a lot of these survival and camping shows. They're out in the snow camping or the freezing cold. That's why, because they're not bothered with snakes during that time. And they're not bothered with a lot of insects either. Tanny, yes, Hawaii has the yellow-bellied sea snake. But I guess he stays in the ocean, right? He doesn't stay up on the land. It's a different type of snake. My daughter is here, the snake lover. She studies snakes. Oh, wow. She should have a job working with snakes or doing some kind of research with snakes since she loves them that much. Yes, the yellow-bellied sea snake stays in the ocean, yeah. So they're not worried with that one out on the land. I don't like snakes either. I don't care what kind they are. I don't like them. It'll make me hurt myself. Yeah, I'll get away from them pretty quick. I'm not going to hang around if I see a snake. I'm gone. Well, thank you, Susie. Yeah, well, I started my channel basically to be gardening and composting in place and cooking what you eat. And then it's branched and, other entertainment, crafts, just about anything I can come up with that I think people would like to see. And I did my channel that way because I didn't want to post the same thing every single time. I wanted to have variety to keep people's interest. So I get into a lot of cooking videos, whether you can grow it in your garden or not. I get into a lot of gardening stuff. I get into arts and crafts sometimes, and I haven't done one of those in a while. I think the last arts and crafts project I did on video was my making of the aprons. I designed and made two or three um, coverall aprons, and they turned out real cute. I got so many comments on them. One person said, "Well, I'd even buy one like that," but I haven't put them up for sale. I said if I decide to sell them, they'll probably go on Poshmark. I do sell some items on Poshmark. I don't like wasps or spiders either, Melody. Yeah, I like to put variety in my channel. I even put singing on there. I did that singing concert for Christmas for everybody this past Christmas, and I haven't done another one. I need to get some karaoke music. I don't have enough karaoke music. And there's Randy back in. She says, "Oh my, hello to everyone. Love all of you. Cannot believe that you waited live." Yeah, we waited for you, Randy. I said I didn't want to end the live, and Randy's trying to get home to be on this live chat. This is going on 3 years that I've had this channel. I started one many years ago for just singing and music, but somebody hacked it and I couldn't even get into my own channel anymore. So I stopped for a long time. And then when I retired, I decided, well, I'm bored. I need something to do. So I started my garden. And then I got to thinking, I said, well, there's people that have gardening channels and all kind of stuff. So I started making videos on my gardening. I said, somebody will be interested in this. So I started posting them and got a really good response. So I kept right on. And this is going into 3 years that I've been doing my gardening, composting in place, and cooking what you grow and all that kind of stuff. I've done quilts. I don't currently quilt, but I've showed some on some of my videos that I have done in the past. I crocheted my bedspread that's on my bed out of heavy yarn in the granny square pattern, and it's backed in burgundy. I showed some of the squares, how I put the squares together on one video. I think it was one of the lives that I did. I finally made it home. Love you all, and got to get dinner eaten and back to be, I guess, be back soon. Okay. Oh, goodness. And I'm sure Gladys says hello. She's watching, but she said her pad is blinking, so she couldn't be in chat anymore. She's just watching. I don't know, because if she's made any comments in my uh, comment section on my videos, she may have had a name that came up that I didn't recognize. So I don't know if she has or not, to be honest with you. Well, thank you, Susie, for that. Yeah, everybody needs to hit the like button. Yeah, I design my own aprons. I don't use patterns. I make stuff that nobody else makes. And they went over pretty good. I got a comment from one viewer that said they didn't believe I made those aprons from no pattern. Well, yes, I did. I designed them as I went. I didn't have a pattern to go by. I just took the shape and the size of the pieces that I had of the coveralls and went with it just to see what I could do. You know, it could have messed up and I didn't make one, but it turned out pretty. All of them did. What was it? Did I make like four? No, I made two of the coverall aprons. I made the front and I made the back. I took the back section and made another one. And I've gotten so many comments on both of them. People love them. They said, "Oh, that was such a cute apron you had on in your video today. I love it." Well, thank you, Glenda's Texas Garden, for hitting the like button when you came in. Oh, I'm sure there's plenty of things I can't do. I can't make my own money. If I could make my own money, I wouldn't have to do YouTube videos. But then, you know, on the sad point, if I hadn't made YouTube videos, I wouldn't have all you really sweet people in my subscribers chat box. And which I enjoy very dearly. I love getting in chats with all my subscribers. The ones I can get in my live chat. And I try to answer all the comments. You know, I sit down off and on, and when I get free time, and I try to answer each and every comment that anyone leaves on my videos. Well, thank you, Randy. She hit the thumbs up on her way in. Ooh, well, thank you, Susie. Melody says, I think I'm going to go take a nap. Thank y'all for making me feel so welcome. And thank you, Linda, for all your great videos. See you soon. Love y'all. Well, you have a blessed day, Melody, and a great day tomorrow. Good evening this evening. I'm glad you could make it in our chat. Okay, I see Cinderella, but I don't think she's in live chat. I think she got it in um, comments, and my comments don't show up. Let's see if I can go over to this YouTube and see if my comments will show. And if it shows, I can tell her to go into live chat. Cindy, if you're watching, come into live chat. I see that you're watching my video, I think. I found this way too late. Apparently, I didn't find it till 12 o'clock this afternoon. I'm sorry I missed it. Live at 1:35. I'm trying to get rid of it. Oh, there you go. I'm trying to get the chat box off of my screen. I don't know how to do it. Oh goodness, y'all, what have I done here? I don't want to loop. There you go. No, I don't want to close all. I don't want to end my live. I was just trying to get rid of that chat box to let her know that I'm still live. I don't know. Yeah, I'm still here, y'all. I'm sorry about that. I was trying to let my friend Cindy know that I'm still live. She came in, but evidently she couldn't get into our chat, the live chat, or she doesn't know how. And I was going to try to tell her how, but she just left a message and left. So, and you're ready to get settled for the night to do it all over again, Randy? Well, I'm glad you could at least pop in and out of the live chat, Randy, today. You got to say hi, and people got to say hi to you. Yes, ma'am. I was raised by old-fashioned people. And Susie said, do you could do a video, then upload it later. I watched one creator. She goes grocery hauls and matches the prices to Walmart. Walmart is always higher. I don't know. Usually when I go grocery shopping, I go to our Walmart Supercenter, or sometimes I go to HEB or Kroger's, but most of the time it's the Supercenter at Walmart. But I haven't really done a grocery haul before. I mean, I guess I could, but it takes time to compare prices, you know. Yeah, I know I've seen some channels that do the grocery hauls and compare prices and all that, but yeah, I haven't done that. But y'all, we've been on here for 3.5 hours. I think it's time we need to get off of here, let Randy get ready to turn in so she can get up and go back to work again and do it all over, and let everybody go do their own thing this afternoon if they still have time. Yeah, when you compare prices and somebody does it for you, that saves you a lot of time and effort. You know where to go buy what certain things you need at the cheaper price. You can grow weeds. That was Race Masters. Okay, Cindy, Connie, Tenny, Race Masters, Susie, Snow White, everybody that's still in chat. It's impossible to remember all the names, but I know there's a ton more here. Melody, Glenda's Texas Garden. I know I always want to say Tree Garden. It's Texas Garden. And my phone just cut out, so I guess I better put it on the charger. But anyway, like I was saying, we've been on here long enough for one day. We've had enough fun for one day, I think. So I'm gonna call it a good video and see y'all next time. Y'all have a blessed day. Have a good night. Have a great day tomorrow. And we'll see you on the next live. Bye now. Love y'all.